In high school, I built a YouTube channel with over 300,000 subscribers and 50 million total views. I was making decent money from ad revenue and a lot of various sponsorships. But I decided to put that all away to attend Dartmouth College, where I graduated from last year. I'm going to explain the top 3 reasons why I made this decision. If you like what I have to say and want to hear more, you can go ahead and book a private advising session. Click the link in the description. We also do essay reviews for your college application. Now, to give you guys some context, in 8th grade, I started a YouTube channel where I posted Clash of Clans videos. Clash of Clans is a popular mobile game. I just started doing it purely for fun because I used to watch Clash of Clans YouTubers and I thought, hey, I want to do this too, right? It sounds fun. So I started making my own videos. I had no idea that I would eventually grow my channel and get 100,000 subscribers by the time I was in like freshman year of high school, right? So it took like basically 1 year for me to get 100,000 subscribers. That was absolutely shocking to me and I was amazed, right? I was making some ad revenue on the side. Some companies were coming in with sponsorships and it was like such a cool experience. So I kept doing it throughout sophomore year and junior year. I kept posting more videos. In my whole career, I think I posted over 200 videos on Clash of Clans. Every once in a while, I'd have people ask me, like my classmates and whatever, you know, hey, are you gonna do YouTube full time, right? After you graduate from high school or even like drop out of high school or something and just do YouTube because you are so successful. And I thought about this at the time. And in my mind, I had 3 big reasons why I chose not to do YouTube full time. I'm gonna share those with you guys today. So the first point I wanna make is that doing YouTube as a side hustle is different from doing YouTube as a full-time job. Now, before I get into that, right, let me kind of make a comparison here. Let's talk about basketball, right? It's one thing to play basketball with your friends on the driveway, to like even join your high school's basketball team or join a travel basketball team or like play at the gym, whatever, right? That's one thing versus becoming an NBA player. The jump there is immense. And I'm not just talking about skill level. I'm talking about your mindset. I'm talking about the amount of dedication that you have to put every single day into basketball, right? Like if you're an NBA player, that is essentially your whole life, right? At least during your playing career. You have to constantly be training and there's always the pressure of like, you know, if you're not doing well enough, you know, they just cut you from the team, like your career's over, right? So you always have this like constant on mindset. And again, it's your whole life. Now let me take this back to YouTube. So in high school, I was doing YouTube as basically a side hustle, right? I was still going to high school, like attending my classes, doing my homework, getting good grades, doing all my extracurriculars. And I was actually doing very well in school because that was my number 1 priority, right? YouTube was something I did outside of that and, you know, on a lower scale. And in that sense, it was actually a very fun hobby, right? Like, of course, I get to, you know, play the game. I get to like make these cool videos and have people actually watch them, make some money on the side, right? It was like a really cool experience. And I loved doing it in my free time. But like to actually transition that to a literal full-time job, like where I'm waking up every day and I'm just like always thinking of YouTube and like always have to be pumping out videos because at the end of the day, like this will be my living. This I'll like support myself and pay my bills and all that stuff, right? Like that jump is immense. And actually just when I was preparing for this video, I happened to come across this post by Mr. Beast on LinkedIn, right? He just got 400 million subscribers. And he writes in his post, I was in love with making content and grinded every moment my eyes were open for 7 years before anyone started watching me. I literally told my mom I'd rather be homeless than do anything else. And like, I read this and I just thought this is perfect, right? I'm gonna say this in my video because this perfectly encapsulates just that jump in mindset and dedication and pressure you need when you make YouTube your full-time career. And this what kind of was going through my mind, right, back when I was in high school. Like, did I really want to be like Mr. Beast, where I'm grinding every moment, right, for years and years, maybe with little results? And like, I literally had to think about how do I even pay my rent and stuff like that, right? If I'm not constantly delivering. That's not something I wanted for myself when I was 18 years old. And that's one of the biggest reasons I decided not to pursue YouTube further. Okay, so now the second point I want to talk about is that you expand your horizons on the college campus. When you grow up as a kid and you're in high school, most, or if not all, the people you meet will probably be from your town or your local area, mostly from your school, maybe some people from a sports team or something, but that's pretty much it, right? But when you go to college, like you meet so many people, right? It's literally an international school, especially a school like Dartmouth. So I'm there, but also, some kids from like halfway across the world are at the same school. Some kids whose parents are like billionaires are at the schools. There's literally so much diversity on a college campus that it's incredible just the amount that you can learn from other people. Some of my best friends come from Dartmouth, right? And by the way, all these friends are like doing different things. I have one friend who I literally did a startup with in college. I have another friend who's like pursuing a PhD right now in like machine learning. That's so cool, right? Like I definitely would not have met these people if I did not go to Dartmouth and if I did not go to college. Now, of course, I didn't know this at the time. I didn't know I would meet these people when I was still a senior in high school, but I could kind of envision that, hey, if I go to a world-class institution with people from all around the world and all different backgrounds, like surely that is going to benefit me. And by the way, like it's not just the students that I'm talking about. The professors are probably the key piece on a college campus that you pretty much cannot replicate anywhere else, right? These guys, these professors are like extremely smart, extremely dedicated at their field that they're researching, and they are available. They not only teach the classes, but there's like office hours, you can coffee chat with them, especially at my school, like it was super accessible. And wow, it was so amazing to like just kind of pick their brains. I remember I had one religion professor and I was like, we got lunch together and I was just like asking him all these questions, like, what did you think of this, this thing? And got very philosophical and I was just so immersed, like, and so interested in what he had to say. The point is, right, the college experience on campus is extremely, extremely unique because of the people that you'll meet, both your friends, your peers, and your professors. Okay, so now the third point I want to raise is that going to college unlocks a lot of opportunities that I would not have if I did not go to college. Think of it like this. There's a lot of doors, and each door is like one path that you could take. So maybe one door is like becoming a full-time YouTuber. Another door is like becoming a lawyer. Another door is like, working in finance. I don't know, doing your tech startup, whatever. Like there's a bunch of doors, right? Simply having a college degree is kind of like a key that unlocks a bunch of these doors, right? So for example, being a lawyer, like you pretty much need a college degree in order to do that. To even work in finance, right? Like 99% of people are going to need a college degree. So when I was in high school, I was thinking, okay, I don't really know what I'm interested in right now. I was interested in like economics, maybe a little bit of computer science, but like, I don't really know. So going to college simply unlocked all those doors for me. And through, meeting people and kind of growing as a person, etc., I was eventually able to find my career path, which is what I'm doing right now. Like I'm working in finance right now. So the point is, like, if I ever change my mind, if I'm ever, wanting to do something else, I'm not locking myself in to becoming a YouTuber, because that's what would have happened, right? I would have like closed the door on college, for the foreseeable future and just did this one door. And, who knows, maybe I would have been happy there. And some people probably actually do want only that door, like Mr. Beast. But because I didn't want that and I wanted my other options, I think college was 100% the right decision. And by the way, like with YouTube, I feel like I can always go back to YouTube. Like even if I go through college and, I end up not liking it, like I actually have a friend like this, right? He went to college and he's now, after graduating, like a full-time YouTuber. right? So you can do it that way, but I think it's like much more difficult to do it the other way, where you're like becoming a YouTuber and then suddenly you want to become a lawyer. So yeah, those are the 3 reasons that I was thinking of when I was making this decision in high school. Again, like I said, I think this will apply to a lot of you guys with other types of entrepreneurial activities when you were in high school. Like maybe you, I don't know, resold shoes on eBay, or you like had your own app that you put on the app store and you're like making some money from that. Or maybe you're also a YouTuber just like me, right? That would be so cool. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions on this. Happy to discuss more there. And again, if you want a private advising session, a 30-minute call with me, we can talk about your unique circumstances. Click the link in the description and go ahead and schedule that. All right, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace.